Howdy everybody, Cub here. Welcome back to Hermitcraft. The last time we worked on this area you see before you to basically make sure that our sorting system was all up and working and looked pretty good. So yeah, I think it's looking pretty good right now. And as you can see, Christmas has come to Hermitcraft. We got presents everywhere. We got, large chest retextured as present. We got the lever retextures as candy cane. We got a candy cane anvil. We got the item frames that are different. And I really like this ender chest texture. This should be in vanilla for Christmas, I think. Right here. Yeah, just a ender chest there. So yeah, we have a Christmas texture pack going on here. I think it's called a Christmas pack by Future Azu. If in case you guys are wondering. So yeah, what we're going to do now, today, we're going to check out our Secret Santa present. Somebody has left us a gift upstairs, so we'll check that out. And we also want to make Impulse SV's Secret Santa gift. So we're going to do that. So let me just grab some stuff for that. We're going to need, I think, some redstone stuff. So let's just grab the redstone. And yeah, I think that should be good. So let's go ahead and go on up to our Secret Santa gift up here. You'll see some of the other things this texture pack has to offer as we go through here. So for instance, you get some foliage on the doors. We walk outside. It's like a whole new world out here. It's all winterized and such, as you can see. Looks pretty great, actually. Looks pretty amazing. Let's just walk back through here. Yeah, you can see the paintings have even changed here. We got some lights in front of the fireplace right there. I love it. I love it. We got poinsettias over here. Some other foliage. Sweet. Yeah, it's looking great. Looking really cool. Looking really cool. There's wreaths on the doors, apparently. Yeah, that's cool. So upstairs, we have our Secret Santa gift, I believe, right in here. Yes, right in here. So let me just pop this thing off right here. See who we got. So, dear Cub, I couldn't help notice your Minecraft character happens to be experiencing some hair loss. What? Us? Come on. No, really? Look. No, yeah, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. I'm totally bald, let's be honest. I thought Christmas would be the perfect time to give you this gift, a special hero growth potion made just for you. Simply press the button on top of the dispenser to be supplied with the potion. You should be in awe of my incredible redstone abilities. If it doesn't work, I provided a festive holiday hat you can use to cover that chrome cranium of yours. Hope you have a wonderful Christmas and a very happy New Year. Sincerely, your Secret Santa. Thank you, Secret Santa. Let's see here. Yeah, I've already actually tried this. So let's just see if it works one last time. Unfortunately, it says no effects. It says no effects, so it might be, he might have gotten scammed, honestly, whoever this is. Who gave this to me? Nope, didn't work. Maybe it's one of those long acting things though, Like you drink the potion, then maybe the hair grows back after a little while. We'll see. We also got this is probably the way to go, honestly. Just cover up. Yeah, cover it all up. Cover up the baldness. Perfect. I'm digging it. Somebody here? I heard these doors open down here. Let's just check real quick. Be very careful. The door opened mysteriously. It could be the ghost of Christmas past coming to visit us. Who knows? Anyways, let's go ahead and we got all of our shulker boxes and stuff we need. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'll remove this. Oh, what's this? Oh, look at this! Free stuff! Sweet! I'll take it. We got redstone blocks. Man, anything else down here? Any other goodies down here? That's got to be the ghost of Christmas past down there or something. I hear doors in the background opening. Let me put this stuff right in here. We'll get all this redstone stuff out. This is perfect. We have our redstone box right here, actually, so we can just plop this stuff directly into our box right there. And we also have the quartz stuff, the nether boxes, so also perfect. Very nice. So thank you, Secret Santa, for the awesome gifts. Do appreciate it. And yeah, let's go ahead and we'll go over to Impulses and we'll try to think up something for Mr. Impulse SV. Alright guys, so as I said, Christmas has indeed come to Hermitcraft. We got a lot of really cool stuff here, like the zombies are all wearing Santa Claus hats, the skeletons all have like caps on, candy cane elytras, but look at this out here. This looks amazing right here. This looks amazing. Got all the snow down there. All the trees have changed colors. Looks really cool. And of course the candy cane sugar cane. That's awesome. So let's just go ahead and head on out to Impulse's area. Right over here. Yes, I think. Yep, this is it. Perfect. So this is Impulse SV's base right here. Looks like he's made a little bit of renovations since last time I was here. But we have to figure out what we're going to get Impulse. So his whole theme this season is like a Tony Stark Iron Man theme. So a lot of automation, a lot of automatic things. He has like an automatic furnace here. He's got a nice storage system right here. He's got shulker box storage right here. Got some lights up there apparently. But he doesn't have too much upstairs up here, which is interesting. So what do we get, Mr. Impulse? I was thinking maybe something along the lines to go with the Iron Man theme, because this is supposed to be like the Stark Mansion, essentially, right here. So maybe we do something like that, like something along the theme of like Iron Man. Wow, look at that. What is that, Mumbo's? Oh, that's Mumbo's beam out there. That's awesome. Looks like a Christmas hill of some type. That's really cool. Anyways, let me sort of brainstorm here for a little while, see if I can come up with something nice to get Impulse. So guys, I went and gathered a bunch more resources because I wasn't quite sure what I was going to build here or how I was going to build it, but now I think I've come up with a pretty good present for Impulse. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to build him 2 Iron Man statues right here and right over here. And in those 2 statues, we'll give him a beacon and a shulker box, because I think those would make sense as sort of the arc reactor, quote-unquote, of the Iron Man suit. But yeah, if this is Tony Stark's mansion, he's going to have Iron Man suits somewhere, and I think those 2 spots are the 2 best places that they would be, the most logical places they would be. So we'll add that. And then I also want to add one thing that every Stark mansion needs, and that is Jarvis, the artificial intelligence that Tony Stark made in the Iron Man movies. And so I think maybe here would be a good spot for it, because it seems like Impulse probably spends most of his time in his base around this area, around his his storage area, his smelter and stuff. So I think I might move this stuff in here. Yeah, I might move all this stuff for him. And put it elsewhere, or maybe in the floor here or something. I don't know. I might just move it and then put Jarvis in here. And what this would be is like basically it'd be a button. Right here, you could ask Jarvis a question, hit the button, just like this, and then a piece of paper would pop out with an answer on it. So like it would say yes or no, or you should try, like he could ask, Jarvis, what should I build today? Press the button, and it comes out. It might say something like, you should use red wool in the build, or something like that. So, yeah, he could say, like, Jarvis, how you feeling today? Hit the button, and then it might say something like, not too bad, you? Or something like that, I think that would be amazing. So, basically, it would be a pretty basic AI. Basically, we just need a lot of options to choose from, so we'd have to have, like a 4-bit selector system to select the renamed paper. But it could be kind of a fun thing just to play around with throughout the season for him, because that would be like a gift that keeps on giving, because like he could use that throughout the rest of the season, have fun with it. Sometimes it wouldn't give the best answer. Like you would say like, Jarvis, what should I use for this build? And it would say yes or something like that. It would just make no sense. So it would just be like a really dumbed down version of Jarvis. Anyways, I think those are 2 good ideas, so I'm going to go ahead and start to build those right now. Alright, so let's go ahead and build this Iron Man machine here. This is very similar in design to a build by Vintage Beef. I might have heard of him. He plays on this server in his space base. He has like a little guard or something, I think is what he calls it. This is going to be very similar to that with some slight differences. So we're going to start to make this Iron Man suit by placing down a cauldron here. Then we're going to place an anvil on top of this. This will be like the body of the person, pretty much. Then we'll have a shulker box out like this. So that's going to be like the arc reactor, quote-unquote, because of the unique texture of the bottom of the shulker box. And then we're going to have an observer facing outward like this. Like that. That's going to be like the face of it. There we go. Like a little face right there. Then we need some hoppers. Let's see if do we have any hoppers? Might need to make some hoppers here. And just make a chest real quick. And then we gotta turn this into some hoppers. We'll just make 2 hoppers here. There we go. Perfect. And then those are going to go onto the arms, which are going to be like basically just cobblestone walls like this. And then the hoppers will be facing straight down like that. There we go. That looks pretty good. And then we also want to have some stone bricks up here as like the shoulders, because Iron Man is, you know, he's pretty bulky. Pretty bulky right there. And then we'll also have maybe like a red carpet on top, because yeah, Iron Man is sort of painted like a crimson red. Yeah, that looks pretty good. There we go. Perfect. And now we just have to basically get out our wool. Let's see. What do we want to have this as? Let's see. I kind of want a red present with like a green bow. So let me see if we have... That's not my stuff. I think we have some red wool in here. Yeah, red wool, green wool. Perfect. Let's just throw that on the floor for right now. Put that back. Very good. Okay. And we're going to put like a little bit of a present around this thing, so that Impulse can't see it immediately when he logs on. So let's just see, how do we want to box this up here? Let's do this. Let's make sure we have torches in here so nothing bad spawns. Although I think there's lights in the ground, so we should be okay. But just to be safe, let's just do that. And we'll do this. And I'm hearing some bad stuff above me, but it should be alright. So we will just cover this up like so, as part of the Secret Santa. I want to put a bow on top of this as well, I think. And so we got one present up now. I went ahead and made it so that it looks more like a present, and it's all symmetrical and stuff now, so all is good there. There's our first one, and then here's the second one here, again with the shulker box in there. And yeah, basically, yeah, that's the whole thing. And now we just cover this one up, and it should be all set to go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so the clock is ticking. Impulse is getting ready to stream just about 2 hours or so. So this is going to be actually quite a feat if we can get this done in time. But I put down Jarvis right here. I put him on a anvil. So yeah, Impulse will have access to Jarvis through the interface here. All he has to do is ask Jarvis a question, click on this empty slot here, or actually put anything in here. I think that can fit in there. So like, I think if he puts like, whoops, an iron block in here, or an iron bar in here, that will also update it and give an answer out. So yeah, that's kind of a cool thing. So we're going to go ahead and make this thing right back here. All we need to do is put a comparator down right here. It's one block behind the beacon. Those of you guys who want to know how to make this can check out my beacon door tutorial. I'm making sort of the same system that I made there, right here, for the input at least. So then we'll have blocks down here, blocks down here, and so we need dust, a repeater right here. There we go. And then we need sticky piston right here with a cauldron that is filled with water. Just like that. And then, so let's see if we hear the piston here when we come in here. Yep, so every time I click in this slot or even drop something in there or take something out, this will detect the change. So there we go. That's the input for Jarvis right there. Very good. And then our output is just going to be, we're going to take the output from this cauldron here, like so, and then right there. Actually, you know what? It might be better. I wonder if we can actually take the output here. We might be able to when it goes down like that. Let's just see if this does anything. How can I see this? Like that. It should push the carpet off, I think. Let's see. Yep, okay. So that works. That works too. So yeah, we will have that as our input here. And then I gotta make the randomizer right here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make the randomizer. I'll be using a design by JL2579 for this, which is a 4-bit randomizer, which means there's 16 possible outputs. We're going to need some droppers. I think we have some over here in our redstone shulker box. Dispensers. Droppers, but we need 6 more. So we're actually going to have 16 droppers, all with 9 pieces of paper in there with 9 unique sayings. So there's going to be, I think, 16 times 9, that's what, like 144 or so unique messages. So I think that's pretty good. That should last Impulse the rest of the season, so he shouldn't run out of unique sayings and things to experience with Jarvis. So that will go a long way toward making Jarvis seem like a real AI. Even though I'm sure Impulse will ask some questions where Jarvis is just totally off base, but it'll be funny. It'll be funny. Anyways, let's go ahead and make this system, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so Jarvis is now almost complete. The only thing I have left to do is actually input his responses, but I can show you how he works right now. So basically, you ask Jarvis a question, enter his inventory, click this little bit right here, and then you will see that it's going to give an output here. Now, this will eventually say something, like on a piece of paper that I rename. But yeah, there we go. It outputted wood right there for that one. But yeah, we're going to have like a piece of paper with like a name, and it'll say like yes or no. So you could ask it, Jarvis, what should I build today? Click this, and then it'll come up and it'll say something either relevant, like you should build a fortress in the mountains or something like that. Or it might say something totally different. You see we got a different output right there. And that corresponds to different outputs in these droppers right here. So yeah, you can see I filled these up with different items just to simulate the different responses that Jarvis will have. So this one, we just got that one, sticky piston. And what was the other one we got? I think it was like andesite or something. I think andesite is actually one of the first ones. Let's see. Maybe not. Maybe it's down here somewhere. But anyway, you can see all these are going to be all the different responses in here, and we'll have 9 different responses in each dropper for a total of 144, because there's 16 and then there's 9 in each one. But basically how this thing works, let me just sort of explain it to you. So first of all, the comparator update detector is the input here. That's what gets the signal from the beacon when you click this slot right here. And yeah, essentially what's happening here is whenever you click in the beacon, this comparator realizes that it's no longer powered, because comparators can do that, just a property that comparators have. And this basically then depowers this line, which makes this cauldron retract, because the piston retracts, which then the comparator then detects the cauldron again, and then resets the CUD. Then at the same time, this goes off when this cauldron retracts downwards, turning on this torch, which then resets the randomizer here. So the randomizer we're using is just a simple dropper hopper setup. And basically what happens here is, depending on if there's a wooden sword or a carpet in this top hopper, basically what happens is these comparators output either a signal strength of 1 or 3, and depending on that, these pistons will either be extended or retracted based on the output of these torches here. And then, based on that output, we then decode the signal here based on increments of 1, 2, 4, or 8. And so, basically, we start off with a signal strength of 15 back here, and depending on which of these blocks are extended from the pistons below, we either subtract 1, 2, 4, 8, or we don't. And then depending on that gives us a signal here, and then that translates to a single output for one of these torches, which then outputs a single response, one of 9 random responses here for Jarvis. And then that just goes into a hopper chain, and then that gets dispensed as the output. And that's Jarvis's response, basically. So, I'll just show you that here. So we should be able to see, if I hit this button, we should see one of these torches, perhaps, if this would function properly. Oh, it's already off. So, actually, we'll have to, let me just do this real quick. I'll just break this. And yeah, that's the only torch on there, so we just got a oak wood, right out here. Yep, there it is right there. Sweet. So that's sort of how it works, and if I did it again, let me just do it again here. You'll see chances are high we'll get a different response. I'm not sure which one that did, but oh, I might have put it back too early. Yeah, let me try it again. Oh, nope, I didn't. Okay. Got a quartz that time. So yeah, you can see there's a different response every time. And even if it was the same response, like I said, we're going to have 9 different responses within the dropper itself. So it'll be quite a variety. So this thing is actually done, except for the responses we put in here. So I'm actually going to take out all these testing items. These served us well in testing to make sure it worked, which it does. But we are now going to find a bunch of sugarcane, and we need to rename a bunch of paper. So I'll probably grab a bunch of pieces of paper, head on out to the Enderman farm, and do some renaming for responses that I think Jarvis would give to Tony Stark. So let me just go ahead and cover this up here, like so. And I think I also might want to cover this just in case Impulse does log on, because he's going to log on relatively soon here. Let's see. Well, let's have this one be a magenta one. Or no, you know what? Let's have cyan. Cyan present right here. So we'll just do something like this, and like this. Make sure, yeah, there's a light source there. Fantastic. We'll just go ahead and put a present down right here. So I'll finish up this present here. And we'll go ahead and fill this thing with responses so that Jarvis can, quote-unquote, respond to questions and things like that. Alright guys, welcome back. We are currently in the process of naming all of Jarvis's responses. Again, we're going to have 6 papers per response, essentially. This one is, or you could hire false. Like that. So, basically, the idea being, like, this would be a funny response if he's like, okay, Jarvis, should I build a garden outside of my house? He hits the button. Or you could hire false, is what Jarvis responds. That would be hilarious. We got some other ones, some generic yes, no, etc. You can read through some of them. Check with Skizzleman. Blame Tango. Seems like a great idea, absolutely. I'm trying to keep these mostly positive. Some of them will be negative, though. That's not a good idea. Yeah, some of them are oddly specific. So if he asks, how many ice blocks do I need for this project? How many? 5 stacks. So I'm trying to, like, anticipate every sort of potential question and get one for, every possibility. And then hopefully on the off chance one of them will be, like, super relevant at one point, that would be awesome. Most of them will probably be off by a little bit, but I have a lot of generic ones, like sounds like a job for derp. That could apply to a lot of things. You'll probably need some help. That could also apply to a lot of things. So I'm trying to sort of mix and match the Jarvis's responses to what I think Impulse will ask. So, yep, gonna keep on naming all these papers, and I'll be back once we're done. Alright guys, so went ahead and finished Jarvis now. That only took a couple hours to name all the papers back here with different sayings and stuff that Jarvis can respond. So I'll just go through a few of these right now. You can slow down the video if you want to check out what all these say. But I'm not going to go through each and every one of these. I want some of it to be a surprise, and there are a lot of possible responses. 144 possible responses to any question, any given question. So I'll just go through a few of these, just like that. There we go. It's really good at sort of letting you know if something is a good idea or not. It's also really good at answering questions about Hermitcraft and yes-no questions. Those are its main strengths, but it can do other stuff. I don't know why there's a skeleton in there, but there is apparently. I'm just going to go ahead and close this up now. This should be working. I've tested it, made sure there's no bias or anything like that. And here is the actual Jarvis. So let's go ahead and ask it, Jarvis, are you functioning properly? And I am aware that most of the answers that are given out here are going to be ridiculous and not make any sense at all, but yeah, we'll see. It does take a few seconds for Jarvis to process, to respond to a question. But there we go. That's similar to a chicken, okay? That made no sense. Let's ask one more time. Jarvis, are you working properly? I'd say Jarvis is definitely, like, right now functioning similar to a chicken, I guess. But is it working properly? Is it working properly? Is Jarvis working properly? Next month. Not this month. Next month to work properly. So yeah, hopefully that gives you sort of an idea of, like, some of the ridiculousness you can get into when asking Jarvis questions. And you can have the same question or the same answer appear twice, but it's extraordinarily rare. I've been testing this for a good 10-20 minutes and have not got the same response twice. So there we go. Jarvis is now complete. And we also went ahead and gifted Impulse some fireworks rockets right here, some iron nuggets, some shears to help him cut into the presents. And actually, let's name this present opener right here. Present opener. There we go. Perfect. So it'll help him open these presents, take them down quicker. And we also gave him this book and quill that sort of like explains everything. We didn't sign the book and quill. We just signed it, Your Secret Santa, because it is Secret Santa after all. So there we go. That is the gift we are giving to Impulse SV. Hopefully he likes it. Hopefully he enjoys Jarvis and yeah, has some fun with that throughout the rest of the season, because yeah, there should be enough responses in there that it should be able to keep him entertained all season. He should never see every response. Even if he asked a question like 10 questions a day every day, he probably would not see all the responses. So there we go. So anyways, that is that. And now I think we're going to head over to the Christmas town over beyond Yellow District, because Mr. Wels Knight needs a little bit of help with his Christmas tree. Alright guys, so now that we have our Secret Santa project done, we can now come over here to the Christmas area and focus on some things here. You see some awesome stuff already up here. We got the Nyan Santa cat right there. We got Santa and his reindeer right there flying through the sky. That's the one I built. I think Ren built this. We have the crystal ball over there. Snowball right over there. Snow globe, I should say. Snow globe right over there. Frozen fountain, some buildings. We also have a Gasta Claus right over here. Right there. That Tango and Impulse built. Along with a bunch of other stuff. And actually, Mr. Wels Knight has recently built this Christmas tree here. And he asked us to go ahead and help him out with some redstone for the Christmas tree. He actually wanted us to go ahead and, I think he made this tree hollow. Yeah, so we can actually put a bit of a clock here, hooked up to some redstone lamps, and we can make the Christmas tree sort of flash with lights. I think would be pretty awesome. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to make a little bit of a circuit here with some redstone lamps. And we're going to make some lights on this Christmas tree that turn on and off whenever we flick a lever. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Ta-da! Got it done, guys. We got the Christmas tree all flashing now, so it lights up. It sort of goes from the bottom to the top, which I kind of like, the animation there. So the bottom ones light up, and then the top one lights up, or the top couple lamps light up. But yeah, hopefully Wels is happy with this. The redstone was super easy. Let me just show you here. So we just come on down here. I'll just dig into the thing here. So here's our clock right here. So we just got a bunch of delay here. Eventually that will turn off the torch, and that's pretty much it. Then it just goes into a torch tower right here, which goes up into a sort of smorgasbord of stuff. So let me just... I can actually get inside this thing, I think, without too much problems. And yeah, you can see it all the redstone up here. There's quite a bit of redstone here, in terms of, like, you know, all the lamps and stuff. So it just keeps going up and up and up and up, essentially. Might be able to get a little bit higher up here, potentially. Yeah, so you can sort of see it here, how high up it goes, and it goes into all this area and stuff like that. So, yep, that is the Christmas tree all wired up. I gotta figure out how to get down here. There we go. Right here. Very cool. Alright, right here. Yep, cool. So, that is that project done. Let me just go ahead and turn this off as well. Get this done. And, yeah, I'll just show you here. It turns off once I flick this. It will eventually go off, I believe. Yep, there we go. So now it's off. So that's the on-off switch for the Christmas tree. But yeah, kind of an interesting little detail there. And of course we got to put that back. I got to battle some mobs, and I'll put back the tree like so. There we go. Perfect. All right, so that project is now done. Let's move on to something else. So guys, that's all I have time for today, and as you can tell from these chests, it is now Christmas Eve, and I want to wish you guys a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And once again, guys, thank you so much for all your support you've shown me throughout the year. I really am appreciative of it, and hopefully you guys enjoy watching the videos as much as I enjoy making them. Anyways, guys, once again, I want to wish you guys Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you guys celebrate, wherever you are. I hope you're happy and healthy. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Cub. Goodbye.